Hi, this is Shana Meyerson with YOGAthletica in Los Angeles, California. Here today to teach you Kapotasana. This one is for Valeria. Before I do this one, just letting you know, I do not have the world's biggest back bend. You've heard me say that before, and it's true, which is good news. It means that it's accessible to you too. Now, when we hear the word Kapotasana, pigeon pose, what comes to mind? Right, in America, when we think of a pigeon, we think of a hip opener. So we've got our single pigeon, leg parallel. We've got our double pigeon, two legs parallel. We've got our reclining pigeon, leg parallel. And we've got even our flying pigeon, right? Leg parallel. Do you see the parallel? Now here's the thing that's funny, is that of these poses, there's only one that's actually a pigeon pose, and that's this one. Kapotasana, right? You hear the word Kapotasana in there. Here's the variation you usually see. Here's the full variation, and it's important to see the full variation to understand that the real thing we're looking for in Kapotasana is a puffy chest. Now, I don't have a puffy chest in double pigeon, and in fact, this pose isn't called double pigeon. It's called Aniyasana. Do you hear the word Kapotasana in there? No, it's actually fire log pose. And flying pigeon, it's actually Kapotasana. Do you hear the word Kapotasana in there? No. And reclining pigeon, I don't even think that's a real pose, but if it is, correct me if I'm wrong. So, the thing we're looking for in Kapotasana, pigeon pose, is that big, puffy pigeon chest. Okay, let's get started. The first pose we need to know when we do pigeon is camel. Makes sense, right? Because it really is sort of like the furthest variation of camel. So, when you learn your camel pose, a few things. You want to think about your tush pushing down. I like to actually push my tush down into the floor. You can do it with your hands pressing down. But the thing that I'm trying to do here is lengthen my low back, lengthen my sacrum, okay? Because a lot of people, they have their tush up and then it's all low back, and we never want it in the low back. So it's tush down and then it's ribs up. So I like to take my thumbs. Imagine you could take your ribs and pull them right off your hips. Comme ça. See? Now, if you have really bad posture, you actually can pull your ribs off your hips. If not, it's sort of theoretical. But when we go backwards, think about jumping over a high bar. You guys have seen those people who jump over high bars in the Olympics, and they sort of like flip themselves over. So think about the chest going up and then going over. Because the mistake I see people make is they lean backwards to get into this one. Look at my hip alignment. I actually want to maintain hips more or less over my knees. So I take the tush down, the ribs up, and I reach back and find my feet. Now you can drop your head backwards if you like to, but it's a little harder to converse this way. Coming back up, you always want to move symmetrically. So you move in from your ribs to take you back up onto your knees. Now, if you can't quite reach your feet, tuck your toes. They'll be a lot closer. Tush down, ribs up, boom. My feet are right there waiting for me. Okay? Camel. I love, even though this isn't a back bend, to take Virasana in between camel. It's a nice stretch for the quads. When you're coming into your full Kapotasana, the quad energy is going to help a lot. So take a few breaths here. If you can't do this one, put a block under your tush. But remember, knees are together or at least no wider than hips distance apart. All 10 toes are on the floor. Make sure your feet aren't splayed outwards, but rather point backwards. Now, we're going to come back back into our camel pose right from here. My hands come on my feet with my fingertips pointing down to my toes. Now, if you have an enormous back bend, your hand can be way down your foot. But if you have a medium or small back bend, put it closer to where your feet are. Then, in one fell swoop, we're going to take our hips and aim them for where the wall meets the ceiling. Same time, remember, pigeon. I'm going to open up my chest. This isn't pigeon pose, but we're warming up for it. So, boom. Camel. And up. Okay. Once you've got your camel pose, we're going to take it just a little bit deeper. This time we're going to start at our feet, but we're going to start to walk our hands towards our knees. You may or may not make it to your knees. Don't worry if you make it to your knees. It's not like some holy grail. Okay, so same thing. Tush down, ribs up. I lean backwards and find my feet. Then I'm just going to start to walk forward a little bit towards my knees. Okay? If that's easy for you, you can grab the fronts of the knees instead. Symmetrical lift. And once again, not an easy one to have a conversation with. In. If you're having a conversation with it, you might be schizophrenic, so go to the doctor. But don't have a conversation in it because your throat is so extended. Back to my Virasana. This time I'm going to take Supta Virasana. So that's my supine or lying down Virasana. If you can't do this one, you can just lean back on your elbows and take my arms back and my tailbone forward. If you don't have enough room, grab your elbows and just take some breaths. This is yummy. When I get into poses like this in the middle of a video, I sort of never want to get back up, but it would make for a very boring video for you. So I'm going to get back up. But just know I'm doing this for you, Valeria. Here we go. Coming out always as symmetrically as possible. I'm going to press into my elbows, take my hands, lift the hips, and up. Okay, third exercise. We're going to use a block for this one, but you absolutely do not need a block, okay? You can totally do it without a block. I'm just going to do it with a block just to sort of give a little bit of a, it just gives you sort of a milestone or a guidance on this one. You take your block, and we'll start with it nice and high. So I have it on the highest thing, height. And you want it somewhere behind your feet, like maybe 6 inches behind your feet. I never get this one just right. This time we're going to try to drop back without hands, okay? So in your head, tush goes down, ribs go up, but we're going to put our hands in prayer this time. Now, remember, I'm not going to just lean back. I'm going to go up and over like a rainbow. I'm going to try to touch my head to the block. And without using my hands, I'm going to come back up. Tush down, ribs up, lean back, find the block, and come back up. Okay. Now you can totally knock down the block, take it as low as you want. You can even get rid of the block. Just one fair warning. It's not that hard to get to the floor. It's a lot harder to get back up. So I would start with a high block, take it to the medium block, take it to the low block. If you find that you can go all the way back and come back up from there, maybe get rid of the block. If you can't do it, then don't, okay? You don't want to wind up A, with a broken skull, or B, stuck on your back like a turtle for the rest of your life. Okay. Last one. This one is Kapotasana. You know the one. Big puffy chest. So I'm going to take all of this stuff. The tush goes down, the hips go up. This time when I drop back, I am going to go all the way to the floor. But because that was scary before, or I didn't know if I could get back up, this time I have my arms to help me out. So make sure your arms go up, palms flat, so that when you go back, if your arms are in the place, you will always land on your hands. Because if you're going up and over, your hands are by default going to hit the floor before your head. But if you lean straight back, you're going to go straight back onto your back, okay? So you got to think about entering from the rainbow. Tush goes down, ribs go up. I'm going to start with my hands in prayer, lean back. Oh, I can't talk. From there, I'm going to just reach my arms backwards and look for the floor. Move it a little bit and lower my head to the floor. From here, I'm going to try to move my head in just a little and watch how I walk my hands towards my feet. Now, some of you can probably walk your hands all the way onto your feet. I'm not that person. To come up, I just reverse the process. And I have my voice back. That's Kapotasana. Big, puffy, pigeon chest. This is Shana Meyerson with YOGAthletica in Los Angeles, California. Here to wish you an awesome pigeon.